Assalamu alaikum wa barakatuh. I mean, the ulama have said that a person, if he's done zina with a person, it is not recommended that they get married. And the reason why is because that relationship is based upon zina, it's based upon desires, it's based upon so many things which are negative. So it's better for him to make tawbah and istighfar. And part of tawbah and istighfar is to move on with his life and have got nothing to do with, the partner that he's currently got. However, is it haram? The answer is no, that it is not haram. This is just what is recommended by the ulama. If he thinks that this woman is going to be a good spouse for him, irrespective of the different things that you've said culturally, those things need to be overcome as well, obviously. But here, the Messenger of Allah ﷺ said that woman is married for four things, and he mentioned from that religion. Taribat yadak, choose religion. He emphasized it for us, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Therefore, that's the main thing that he has to look for: religion, companionship, and the fact that she is fertile, that she'll be able to have children. These are the main things that the Messenger of Allah ﷺ in different ahadith has recommended. He says to Jabir, so this hadith, he says, choose woman, the one that we just said in Arabic. He says to Jabir radiallahu anh, why didn't you choose a virgin so that you can play with her and she can play with you? So now companionship, compatibility, playfulness, etc. And then the Messenger of Allah ﷺ said to Zawaj al-Wulud wal-Hulud, get married to women who are fertile and who are loving and caring and soft, nice. And when you look at them, when you're with them, you feel happy. This is what I would say what he needs to look for in his spouse. If he can get that from this woman, then this is something that I would say which is recommended for him to do. Speak to his family, speak to the wali, get the families involved, and try to make them explain that we are trying to do this according to the Kitab of Allah and the Sunnah of the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. If they disagree, then they should persevere, because the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, in another hadith, he said, if a person comes to you, a male who comes to you, either a person comes to you, تردون في دينه وفي خلقه, you are pleased with him in his religion and his akhlaq, فزوجوه. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is commanding us now, or the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is commanding us now to go ahead with this marriage, and he's directing this to the wali. فزوجوه, meaning marry her off to this man if you are happy with his religion and his akhlaq. وَلَن تكون, and if you don't do this, تكون في الأرض فتنة وفساد كبير. There will be a lot of fitna and fasad on the earth. Therefore, the Messenger of Allah ﷺ has given us pieces of advice as to what to look for and the advice to the family. So this is the thing that I would say. Now, obviously, they would need to choose the best approach for both families as to what is going to be the best way of bringing that understanding. But just to summarize what we've said so far, it is not recommended if they've got a haram relationship that they go through what is halal. If they do now both make tawbah, and he sees in her some of the things that we mentioned, and she sees in him some of the things that we have mentioned, then inshallah khair. Get the families on board and then go ahead. I think this summarizes everything that we need to say about this situation. If they do decide to get married, it is absolutely essential. Now this is the view of the Hanabila, and it's the correct view, that they make tawbah, both of them. They can't get married unless they've made tawbah. If a person's made zina with another person, they cannot get married unless they have made tawbah. الزاني لا ينكح إلا الزاني أو مشركة. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that good people are for good people and bad people are for bad people. And the zani doesn't marry except for a zaniya. والزانية لا تنكح إلا الزانية والزانية لا تنكح إلا زاني ومشرك. The female who does. So basically, people who do zina, they marry one another. And with this, the Hanabila have said that they must make tawbah and istighfar before they get married. Number one. And she must do something which is known as istibra. Istibra is basically she menstruates for one cycle before the actual nikah date. And this is from the ahkam. If they don't do this according to the correct view, the nikah is invalid. And they will need to do this to make sure that the womb is empty. And they will need to do this to make sure that the tawbah has been completed. This is my advice. My advice is for them to not get married. And I've seen this from, personal life experience. But sometimes people have had a haram relationship and they both make tawbah and they're both on the same page. And because of that love for the religion and that companionship they have and the compatibility and the friendship that they've built, it carries over. So he needs to see what is good for him by making istikhara and seeking, counselling with those people that are next to him, and their advice, etc. And make the decision for himself. But if he does go ahead, then these are some of the things that he needs to say to the family members. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He makes it easy for them. Barakallahu feek. Assalamu alaikum.